Hi, today I'm talking about the social issues in golf. Being a golfer makes this something that really hits home to me. And watching people grow up around me and watching a girls' golf program that I see every day not succeeding like it should be really hurts my heart. And these are some of the things that I've seen wrong in the golf program in today's world, and I'm hoping are fixed anytime soon. So the golf industry encompasses every part of the golf game. So from the people who make the hats, to the people who make the clubs, to the shoe manufacturers, to everybody in a thing really. And golf courses are usually the biggest part. And that was all built around like golf being a gentleman's game. So women weren't really included in this before the 50s really. And that was when the LPGA started. And that was in 1950. The LPGA started, a couple women just trying to make something happen, and finally got a little bit of something going, got a tour started, and ever since then it's just exploded. Women like Babe Zaharias and Annika Sorenstam have just been there to help expand the game and watch it grow to the point, and handed it over to people like MB Park, Michelle Wie, Lexi Thompson, people like that who are just really tearing up the game. But these women have just been held back by the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour has had such an advantage over them that just they've never had a chance. And to see them really succeed is what they deserve. Women deserve to be paid the same as these PGA Tour players do. They work just as hard, and they play just as good at golf. There's nothing that means they shouldn't be paid like this. So the LPGA is very similar to the PGA Tour in many ways. The Symetra Tour is the Korn Ferry Tour of the LPGA. While the money's not the same, there's still a building program. And the number 50 person on the Symetra Tour last year made $22,000. And the number 50 person on the Korn Ferry Tour last year made over $100,000. Those are the developmental programs that are what you're getting players ready to go explore the world and getting their games set up. And when somebody's making $27,000 a year, they can't live off that. People can't succeed, and that's why the PGA Tour is having more success. Is it's able to keep people in the game longer. It's able to make these players that are really good get better more because they have the ability to practice more and it's less stress. And the TV companies that are just not really supporting the women, it's just because they don't have the opportunity to. The need for people to watch women's golf isn't there because it's not exploited enough. It's not advertised enough. And the new commissioner of the PGA or the LPGA since 2010 has really made a move on women's golf. He's increased it so much and put so much more money and influence into it. And this year, they just made a TV deal. They made a TV deal with the PGA. This increased coverage and made it to where the LPGA would show more than just its major events on the major television networks like NBC and ABC, which gives them the ability to broadcast their brand more. They also signed another deal with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus to really allow people to see the game, and it lets kids look at the game. Lets kids watch girls golf. Lets them learn to enjoy the game. Just expanding and moving and making the new pieces what they are. I think the women's golf needs schedule fixes. Traveling across the country, back and forth, then to Japan, then making an Asian swing, then coming back, then going back, it's just not good. It never gives people the opportunity to go to watch, and by the time they're ready to go watch, the women are playing in Japan, and there's no media presence that could cover it, or it's going to be on at 3 in the morning, so they're watching reruns, and everybody knows what's happened. Fixing the scheduling and getting it more centered around U.S. golf and getting it swinging through there, and then maybe moving to Asia in the fall or something like that might really make a difference in the LPGA and their success. The pay gap between the women, like I said earlier, is just extreme. I mean, the PGA Tour last year made ample amounts of money and had 98 people on the money list make over $1 million. 98. The LPGA had 2 women. 2 women make over $1 million, while the PGA had 98. There's money that needs to be moved around and given to these ladies who are really working hard and really trying their best. Patrick Reed is just one of the biggest cheaters in golf. Golf is meant to be not cheated on. You don't cheat in golf. That's how you trust yourself. And Patrick Reed is one of the examples of people who have done that wrong. These are the people that leave a bad image in the people's minds and just make it to where people don't want to go to these tournaments. He's one of the most hated people in golf for no reason, because he likes to see what kind of advantages he can get over everybody else. Phil Mickelson, on the other hand, is one of the fan favorites. He hit a ball at the U.S. Open 5 years ago when it was rolling off the green and took a 2-stroke penalty because he didn't want to make a higher score than just hitting 2 more shots. He said he was using the rules to advantage. He didn't know if he was going to get disqualified or not. But Phil did it to save 2 shots, and he knew the fans weren't going to be mad at him. Patrick Reed's over here trying to get away with it. It never works. Doping in golf is new. There haven't been that many drug tests in golf before the year 2008 because nobody really wanted to know. There's a lot of drugs and a lot of alcoholism that goes on with golf. And golf was always that child in the sports world that kind of got to fly under the radar, and nobody really cared if they were doing drugs or drinking too much or whatever, because they wouldn't really athletic-wise like the sports in NFL and baseball and stuff. Dustin Johnson has failed drug tests 3 times, and he has been put in rehab by the PGA Tour and suspended over and over again, and they said if he did it again, there was going to be severe consequences. And he's the number 1 in the world right now. The PGA is there to give chances to other people, and that's why some people think that the PGA is not really drug testing these guys to the full potential. They think they're just trying to make their sponsors happy so they can make a little bit more extra money. I don't know. Transgressions. Tiger Woods has one of the biggest transgressions in the sports world, and it doesn't really ever involve golf. It just involves the greatest golfer possibly of all time in his absolute prime. The man had just become a billion-dollar athlete 2 weeks before all this went down, and 2 weeks after that, he had lost 5 out of his 10 major sponsors and was down $50 million a month. That's a lot of money. John Daly is one of those guys that has transgressions on the PGA Tour. He's been charged with 5 different accounts, from hitting golf balls at people to getting fights on the golf course, and has been charged over $100,000. Some people just are built that way, and that's where doping and alcoholism comes back to find somebody who is a strange alcoholic. And that's all I got.